So after the recording, you will make host to Sai.
Okay, I will start. So good evening all, and I welcome you all for this webinar, uh, which we have decided for you people, hopefully for the students who have been in final year of electronics in this session 1920. Now, the basic question that all of us, all of the students who have been giving the final exam is that what we are going to do in our careers in the coming future. So that is the main say question. And our parents also start asking us, okay, you have done your graduation now. What you are planning to do next? Because they are worried about your job. And I have seen this. I have experienced this. That every time the parents are worried about the future, and at the same time, the students are also worried about their futures, right? So, with the intention that to give you a platform to understand what the best you can do in your careers after doing electronics as your core subject, right? So, keeping that in view, we have tried to make a MOU with Memorandum of Understanding with this organization, ICE Robotics. And since we are having a background of electronics and computer science, so we might be able to do some sort of programming, right? So this is what is expected by learning by having, say, computers, right? So programming is must nowadays, and we should understand the basics of these. So these are being taught in your BSc electronics, and to carry forward this and to use this and to make this applicable, what we are going to require is the other knowledge of say programming. So how you are going to do that programming, how you are going to do the coding of that. So that was the main intention of keeping this webinar. And now the next issue, do you want to do the jobs in India itself, or do you want to go abroad for some internship? So do you require some scholarships that you might get easily, and for that you are just need to do some innovative things, you need to understand some say knowledge about how to apply for the internship and all. So keeping all these things in view, we have tried to plan this webinar, and this basically is for those students who are keen to know what are their job prospects in the near future and what should they do in the coming life. So yes, of course. So by that, this is a good platform, and ICE Robotics is one of the leading companies where they are providing us with a very nice job prospectus in robotics. So robotics, you are able to see that robotics are now being used in this pandemic coronavirus also to say sanitize hospitals and all. So robotics are going to play a very crucial role in our life. So by that, so this is how this all came about. Okay. So this is the basic theme of today's webinar, and I hope that you will gain maximum advantage from this webinar, and so that you will be able to understand that what are the job prospects and what the course, what should be the course that you are expecting or you are required to do, right? So we have tried to arrange some of the programs, some of the basic courses by having a MOU with ICE Robotics and some more institutions to come. And ICE Robotics is going to give you a platform for understanding some sort of coding in Python, AI, artificial intelligence, and say Raspberry Pi or Arduino, and you can develop your own programs. And if you gain some confidence and knowledge and say command over those fields, you will be absorbed in say some of the international companies also. We are also trying to get you some internships right after this. So we are trying for those things also. So as I have discussed you with earlier on 26th of September, I hope that what we are planning to do for you people, so as far as your careers are concerned. And as you all know, from last few years, we are lagging with some jobs in India. So why not to try some jobs abroad? So this was the main aim, and by doing that, the Department of Electronics of Shri Mathuradas Mohota College of Science came across ICE Robotics. The most beloved, the director, Professor Prashant Dev sir, is the director of this, and he was very interested in teaching or interacting with our students of electronics and computer science. So keeping all this in view, we have tried to arrange this webinar for you people, and I hope this webinar will be say somehow will be dealing with your some of the issues that might resolve your prospectus of your job in the coming future. So with this word, and one more thing, today our beloved principal, Dr. Jeevan Dantulwar sir, was also expected to join, but due to some of the undue, say, obligations, unavoidable circumstances, he is not able to attend today. But he has sent his best wishes for this webinar, and he has expected that the students are going to gain maximum knowledge out of it, so that it will be easier for them to carry out their further jobs or further careers. So now you are matured enough to understand those things, that what job means and why it is important to have a good job. So for that, you should require some of the basic or some of innovative or some basic knowledges for that. And for that, I guess some of the courses are very important for you, along with this basic knowledge of electronics and computer science. So that you can club this knowledge of basic electronics with this, say, robotics and all, and you can apply this actually in the day-to-day life and what type of things they are going to make. So I hope this introduction is more than enough for you people to understand. Rest of might be telling by our resource persons, which are basically from Canada, and they are being, say, motivating you and encouraging you to understand this field of robotics. They are say the green brains of this robotics, and they are really right persons to tell you about this robotics field, and they will guide you for what type of jobs are available in for you, for say for your job perspective. At this note, I need also to tell you that I was just moving from say interacting with Professor Abhay Deshpande sir. He is say the director of microcontroller company Embedded Systems, and we have also done MOU with him. So I just was interacting with him, and he just frankly said that, do you know what is the job prospectus of an electronic student who just knows how to solder things? So I was just amazed. Sir, how could be it we have a job prospectus of just soldering and the basic knowledge of electronics? He told me that around 1,600 or 16,000 posts are vacant in Vietnam, and they are requiring just persons to solder things. So just imagine, just we have to know the things. So you have many job prospectus, but unfortunately, you are not able to think in that direction. Even in some of the fields, I know that you have a job prospectus in research, but unfortunately, say that some students are not diverting towards that. The day before yesterday only, I have sent you a link in which there was a post of research associate, and they were paying around, say, a package of a scale of, say, 49,000 to 1,47,000. And actually, the problem is we are not able to apply for it also, right? Because we are not knowing it. So this is the main case of that. So for that, we are just making a bridge for you people to understand how to club whatever you have studied in academics to the application point of electronics. So for that, we have tried this. We have tried to arrange this webinar for you people, and I hope this webinar is going to be helping you for understanding what are the job prospects for you as an electronics or a computer science student, right? So I expect from the organizers and say the director of ICE Robotics, Mr. Athar Ali sir, to kindly continue with this, and he will be introducing you with the say big guns of ICE Robotics, which are from especially all the way from Canada, will be guiding you people, right? So I'm very happy and say I'm very thankful to ICE Robotics that they have accepted my invitation, and they have made it a point that we should arrange this sort of a webinar for the welfare of the students. And believe us, friends, we all are working together for the betterment of your future. And again, from Department of Electronics, Shri Mathuradas, Mohota College of Science, I welcome you all for this webinar, and I'm very thankful to you all that you have made it a point to attend. Still, the strength is not that much which I have expected, but still it's encouraging that these people are really really interested to know what their futures are going to be. So thank you for that. And now I request Ali sir, sorry, Athar sir, to kindly continue and introduce the other speakers. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And up to you now.
Okay. Ali sir, can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mishram sir. Hello everyone. आज का जो webinar है वो basically I am Mohammad Athar from Amaravati, ICE Robotics. So आज का जो webinar है वो like foreign internship and online courses. And third one is for IoT, you may say, or job opportunities because of COVID issue. हर कोई अनएम्प्लॉयड है. सो टुडेज हम लोग इसके ही बारे में IoT, Internet of Things. So I request to Mr. Ali sir to share your some information about abroad studies and foreign internship. Then I will request to Mr. Sai sir. He will share IoT information with you. How important IoT and in foreign and technology, कहाँ पे हम लोग जा सकते हैं, किस तरीके से हम लोग कर सकते हैं. So each and every details we'll discuss here. So please listen and apply. And मिश्राम सर जैसा बोले आपको कि like अगर आप कुछ चीज़ें यहाँ से मिलती है तो हमको खुशी होगी कि आप कुछ चीज़ें यहाँ से ग्रैब किए हमारे वेबिनार से. Then we'll proceed. Okay. So I request to Mr. Ali sir.
Yes.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Continue, sir.
Okay. Yeah, like Athar sir said and Dr. Mishram said, my name is Ali. I was basically, we moved here when I was about 13, 14 years old. And my dad, Mr. Amjad, he used to he is from Amaravati, and he studied in Amaravati, and he was a product of the HVPM University. So I'm very familiar with the area. I have lived in Amaravati for about a year at one point, where I was working on the startup and helping Athar run the day-to-day tasks, right? So a little bit about me. After I finished grade 12 high school over here, I did my undergrad in neuroscience, uh, concentrating on integration of bioinformatics and AI. And then after I graduated from university, I started this company, ICE Robotics, with the idea of of increasing the awareness of robotics education, not only here in Toronto, but also back home in India, because I have a sentimental attachment with uh, with that place. Right. So what we're here to discuss today is basically to guide the students, and to help you kind of understand what the job market is looking like in the field of electronics, in the field of information technology, right? And kind of get a grasp of how to successfully enter the field, right? Um, now, there are three things that I want to discuss, right? Um, the first thing is that what I have noticed is when I talk to students in India and when I talk to students here, there is a lack of research, right? And that can be on our part as educators. We're not able to provide the students with the right application, with the right knowledge, with the right mindset of getting ready for the job market, right? And then that can be also a little bit on the students, because they are not putting enough effort, or they're not putting enough time, or they're not spending enough um, efficient time looking into the opportunities that are present. Like Dr. Mishram said, there's a lot of job positions, there's a lot of opportunities that we sometimes don't even know about because we haven't taken the time to go through it, right? um, अच्छा मैं हिंदी में बात करूँ या इंग्लिश में बात करूँ?
या दोनों लैंग्वेज
ठीक
आप
है
यूज कर सकते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं।
मिक्स
सॉरी
भी चलेगा सर, कोई इशू नहीं।
तो बेसिकली अब चला मैं कहना चाहता था कि जो भी बच्चों के साथ मैंने बात किया है, जो भी बच्चों के साथ मैंने इंटरेक्ट किया है, वो उनके पास जो नॉलेज होना चाहिए आने के लिए यहाँ पे, या जो नॉलेज होना चाहिए जॉब मार्केट में एंटर करने के लिए, they lack that knowledge, right? And that can be because of many reasons. Like Dr. Mishram said in the beginning, we don't take enough time to do research, है ना? We don't,
Yes.
we have a very narrow mind that भाई अभी हमने बैचलर्स किया, अब यहीं पे कहीं पे जॉब ढूंढेंगे और यहीं पर ही सेटल हो जाएंगे. That kind of mindset and that kind of uh, of 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 negative growth mindset, we call it, is not good, right? You always have to have a growth mindset. And what do I mean by a growth mindset, right? It's basically the way you think in your head about certain situations, you know? So let's say I'm a fourth year student who's graduating, right? So if I have a growth mindset, my my actions and my thoughts will tell me to do some research, to look into stuff, to look into opportunities, to look at job positionings, not only in India but also abroad, right? Right? If I have a negative mindset, I'm not going to do those things. I'm just going to, spend some time with my friends, go out, have tea, have fun, relax a little bit, and go home and go to sleep, and then do the same thing over the next day. So basically the first key thing I want to share and kind of help you guys understand is that आपको अपना mindset change करना पड़ेगा. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the research. And by research, मैं ये नहीं चाहता कि आप जाके आप मिलो लोगों से, जाके आप email करो उनको कि you can find the entire world is on LinkedIn. अगर आप अपना LinkedIn profile create करके आप LinkedIn के ऊपर अपने details डालेंगे, people will come looking for you.
Yeah.
That is what is going on right now, right? The current job market is not based on applying for jobs. It is more so log aapke liye, there are certain people who work for companies, right? They're called talent managers, right? IBM, Oracle, Tesla, whatever, even a small company like, Kraken Robotics in Halifax, or there's a robotics workshop here called RCD Robotics. They work for the government, right? They all have these people in the HR department called talent managers, right? इनका job ये है कि वो जाके their recruitment, वो आप सबको their job is to recruit the students, है ना? Students coming out of India, right? And why are they targeting students from India? Because India has one of the highest percentages of skilled labor, right? India, we have the highest percentage of skilled labor in the world, right? If you just think about that for a second and understand what I'm saying, right? We have a population of 1 billion people, and on top of that, we have the highest skilled labor in the world. Then how come people, say that there's no jobs available, or there's no opportunities available? I don't believe that. I don't believe that, right? So my first key thing is to, growth mindset, and have a mindset that will better yourself, and not only yourself but also the people around you. And आपकी जो responsibility है, it's not only to help yourself and get yourself to a better place, but once you get to a better, higher level, or once you get to a good job, or once you have your own business, or once you have your own company, it is now your responsibility, आपकी responsibility है कि आप अपने community को help करें, right?
Exactly.
So that's my first thing, right? Now my second point is that, sorry, I just want to refer to my notes. Yes, okay. So my second point is that don't get comfortable with job. And I have seen a lot of students who come out of university, who come out of educational institutes, and they have amazing ideas. You have amazing ideas. So pursue your own startup, right? Be brave. है ना, अपना आइडिया को अगर आपको लगता है कि आपका आइडिया अच्छा है और आप you can make a change in the field, then I would 100% recommend maybe take 1 or 2 years and work on your own startup, and start your own company. Develop your own product. Make your own team. And I understand that this will take it takes सब ये काम नहीं कर सकते, but I want to encourage all students to do it. Or at least the perfect time for you, because you are young, you have a lot of time, and I'm assuming you have, not a lot of responsibility. So try different things, So if you have an idea, if you have, an app that you're working on, अगर आपके पास कोई product है जो आप जिसके ऊपर आप काम कर रहे हैं, या अगर आपके पास even if you even have an idea, that's more than enough, right? Pursue that idea till the end. And I see too many students in the engineering field, in the robotics field, in the IT field, where they have amazing ideas, right? And they come to me with these ideas, and it's too late at that point because someone has already beat them to market. So I work with the IT department at University of Toronto, and we work with startups and helping startups get funding from investors. So we take startups, we take some people who have their own idea and who have their own products, and we have the investors, and we basically bring those two things together. That is my job, as well as a bunch of other things that I do, right? So my second point is that explore yourself before you commit to a job. A job brings stability. Yes, a job will bring you, monthly income. A job will bring you, a steady life, right? But don't I feel like a lot of students give up on their dreams, or are just okay with what they're doing, which is not the right idea. You have to be striving for the best. And that means that if you have an idea or if you have a product, bring it to alpha phase, make a prototype, bring it to investors, share your ideas make a team, develop a website, start marketing if you have, right? And try and find someone to invest with you. Now, these are all things that can not only help you find a better job at the end of the day, because people see that you have put in the time and effort into creating something, so they know that you're, they know that you're passionate, you know? Um, so that's my second point, right? And who knows, you will become a billionaire, right? You have the chances of becoming a billionaire. So if your idea is good, if your product is good, follow through with it. And if you ever need any help, I am here. Dr. Mishram is there. Athar sir is there. You're going to meet Sai very quickly. So he will be there. So we are all here to help you grow, right? And we're all here to help you become the best of what you can be, right? And my third and final point is that um, don't treat this a um, as another just normal interaction that you're having to do for university. Actually listen to what Professor Sai is going to say. Actually follow through on some of the advice that Dr. Mishram has shared with you. Actually, go and meet Athar sir if you have the opportunity to post COVID. Not right now, after COVID ends, right? Or give him a call, right? Talk to him if you need to, right? So reach out, है ना? हम सब हैं आपको यहाँ पे मदद करने के लिए, आपको यहाँ पे information देने के लिए कि आप jobs कैसे ले सकते हैं, या अपना खुद का business कैसे शुरू कर सकते हैं, right? So yeah, interact, है ना? Don't just think about this as, oh, I have an exam at the end of the day and मुझे exam के लिए पढ़ना है और exam के बाद सब गायब, right? It doesn't make sense. And I see काफी सारे जो बच्चे schools में या universities में, वो उनका mindset ये होता है कि बस मैं exam के लिए पढ़ रहा हूँ, right? मेरे exam है 2 महीने में, right? मुझे बस ये पूरी आधी बुक खत्म करनी है और मुझे एग्जाम जाके लिखना है और एग्जाम पास करना है बस. That doesn't make sense to me, right? You have to be passionate, right? You have to be passionate about what you're doing. And otherwise, I would highly recommend find something else to do, because it is not, because we're talking about your life. And आप अपनी पूरी जिंदगी ये काम करोगे, है ना? And अगर आपको उसके ऊपर, if you don't have passion for it, if you don't want to sit there and learn because you want to learn and not because you want to do an exam, then 100% find something else, right? Because this is not the area, or this is not the field where you just want to sit at home and do your work and that's it. It's not going to work like that, right? And then my fourth point is that, like Dr. Mishram said, we have plenty of internship opportunities, we have plenty of research work available. We have positions that we're filling in UK, in Toronto, in Dubai, right? Dubai is on the frontier of developing an AI city, right? Toronto Harbourfront is being converted into a Google city, basically. I don't know what the deal is with that, but there's a lot of opportunities for people in India and in anywhere in the world. If you have the knowledge, you will get the job, or if you have the knowledge, you can sell your idea, right? So it is very important that you follow through with your decisions and you make sure that you're on top of stuff, right? Yes, and अगर आपके पास again कोई भी questions हैं, कोई भी आपको any inquiry that you want to make, any opportunities that you are looking for, reach out to me, right? I will share my WhatsApp number with you guys. Ask me questions, But ICE Robotics, when I spoke to Athar about this program, जब मैंने Athar से ये program के बारे में बात किया था, I specifically instructed him that we are looking for the best, right? We're not looking for people who are not passionate. And when I mean the best, I don't mean the smartest. And people always confuse the two. And just because just because you're the smartest in the class doesn't mean that you're going to be the best student in the class, right? I am looking for the students who are willing to stay extra time. I'm looking for the students who are up till 2 o'clock in the morning to debug a program. I'm looking for students who are with me and giving presentations to investors with a passion in their hearts, right? I'm not looking for students who are subpar or average, right? So saying that, Athar, I think I'm good. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you, Dr. Mishra, for giving us the opportunity to be here and share our thoughts and experiences with you guys. And I look forward to more interactions. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Uh, yeah, just a little bit of introduction, I hope. Uh, he is Mr. Ali Reza from Toronto, Canada. He was all the way from Toronto, Canada, speaking to you and introducing you what are the basics. He said one point that the India is best, is having the best skilled labor. And one more thing I need to add, they are reasonable labor also. So, and they are available at a very lowest cost. What what it means is we are skilled as well as we are cost effective. We work on a very low cost also. So this is the advantage that we people have, that we have a wide scope of jobs in say in abroad also. So you take a maximum advantage of it. Thank you very much, Reza sir. And whenever I hear you, I have a new binding with you as such, and it's a great pleasure hearing you. Thank you very much for motivating our students and making them feel that what really they should think. And I really want to appreciate you on that. That sometimes we have to think out of the box, right? Unless and until we go out of the box, we won't be able to do, and we won't be able to gain much higher things. And this is uh, the key to success, I guess. So nice words. Thank you very much. And I hope this type of another deliberation, and I'll be eager for you to, I'll be eager to hear you again on this point. So again, back to Athar sir. Please continue.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lisa. And Sai sir will share some IoT technology, some
Yes.
information about IoT technology.
Right.
So basics knowledge of IoT.
Mhm.
So Sai sir, you will continue. Can you
Yes.
hear me? Yeah.
Can someone make me the host, please, so that I can present?
Yeah. Meshram sir, can you please make me host?
Yeah, I will try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Done. Done, Sai sir.
Yeah.
Will continue.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sai. I'm also here from Canada. I came to Canada like 3 years back in order to pursue my master's in robotics and IoT field. I graduated from my master's and started working in IoT industry, and I'm still working at the IoT industry. So we are here with an exclusive curriculum through IoT and robotics that will give you a huge exposure to the present industrial applications and the future applications. So over here, I'm going to give you a short intro of what IoT is and how it's going to match up with your curriculum and how it will take you to a next level to reach industrial standards. So before we start, the main question is why are we doing IoT? So IoT stands for Internet of Things. That means it connects the objects or the things around you through internet so that they can communicate with each other. Until now, we have been using internet only to share things between humans. But right now, things are advancing and also the gadgets around us are starting to communicate through internet. Initially, we never had a phone. And even though we had a phone, we never had internet. But right now, all the mobiles are connected to internet. All the cars, automobiles are connected to internet. All the TVs, laptops, screens, everything is starting to get connected through internet so that they can communicate between each other and to make our lives more and more easier. And you might have observed there are a lot other gadgets that are still not yet connected and are in the process of evolving to reach one another. For example, washing machines or fans, TVs, lights. These machines are still not yet connected to internet, but there are a lot of companies out there which are trying to get all of them interconnected so that our technology and our generation can advance one step furthermore. So right now we made a curriculum which matches for these you MSc students, which will help you to work on IoT in order to reach for your industrial standards. And right now there are unlimited number of applications for IoT. It is used in agricultural field, energy consumption, security, surveillance, telecommunications, daily uses, regular household works, mobile industries, wireless communications, lot more. Every day, every second, there is a new project coming out, which is linking a different project, different purpose, and different gadgets to internet and upgrading our life. So when I say these are the applications of IoT field, it also means that these are the same fields that you have a scope to get into after you graduate from your curriculum master's stream, whichever that you're pushing right now. So if you go through projects, if you develop projects in any of these following fields, and you gain an insight of how things work in the industry and how to make things work in the industry, you'd have a better shot at a brighter future. And when I say IoT, we are taking an advanced tool called as Raspberry Pi, which is a pioneer for IoT industry. So using this Raspberry Pi, we're gonna connect the gadgets around us, the things around us. Like for example, we can start with a very basic daily objects like fans, lights, doors, and like toasters, anything, any gadget. You can take it, you can automate it through robotics, and using Raspberry Pi, we can project it out to the world. So we use something called as MQTT or mosquito broker. I'm not sure if you have heard it. You're on science field, computer science field, so you might be familiar with it. A mosquito broker is used to communicate millions of clients to a single server, and it delegates it to specific users. So we're gonna learn how to use MQTT broker or mosquito broker in order to take our products within our house into Amazon Web Services, AWS we call it. So once it is in Amazon Web Services, people can access it from anywhere in the world with ease of use and with extreme caution. Now, why are we using Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi, the one that you see over here, is a handheld computer, a computer which is of the size of your hand and which caused a huge revolution in IoT sector because this handheld computer can get connected to devices like laptops, screens, mouse, keyboard, TVs, and other than that, it can project everything onto internet through IP protocols, standard SPI protocols, and Modbus communication networks. So, because of that, Raspberry Pi has been a foothold in IoT industries, and we are bringing you an exclusive course on Raspberry Pi so that you'll get familiar with the industrial equipment that is being used. You might have not observed it, but even in India, there have been a lot of projects that are running with Raspberry Pi as their core. For example, if you go to a railway station, you'd see a lot of screens projecting, hey, the next train is going to come from Delhi to here, which is going to be 10 minutes late. And you have hundreds of screens projecting the same information, gathering data from internet and providing you with real-time information. So you might have not known it, but these projects run with Raspberry Pi as their core, as their brain at the background. And even if you go to airports, every equipment or every luggage that you carry will be passed through a metal scanner which scans for bombs, chemicals, metals, and weapons, which are they scan for these weapons inside the luggage carriers and make sure that all the passengers are safe. So not one and two. I could say like hundreds of examples that you see in your daily life, but you don't recognize that they are running through such an advanced technology. Even India is also getting so advanced that we are using very advanced technology for our missile craft launchings and army military database secure protocols, and we are getting advanced every day, and we want this industrial technology to reach you students through this course of IoT. So Raspberry Pi, I'm going to give you a short demo on what Raspberry Pi is. It is,
जय श्री
can you guys
भावनकर,
see the video?
म्यूट करा बेटा.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, pardon, I just made somebody
I
to
think
mute
someone
herself.
someone's mic was un.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was disturbing. Yeah, you can proceed.
I was wondering, can you guys see the video?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this handheld device is called as Raspberry Pi, which which is the base for industrial automation. It is embedded with all the technology that is necessary to launch all the gadgets around you into the near future. So you can connect it to
Like, sir,
cameras.
your video is off.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw your video turn on.
Yeah. Yes.
So this
Right.
small device called as Raspberry Pi is a
Yeah.
computer in itself. This handheld computer can help you connect to internet, can help you connect to components around you. And for example, see, a small camera. I've connected a small handheld camera to this device in order to work on image processing. So using this handheld computer, you can get connected to a lot of stuff. And we use these in industrial projects because when you're making industrial components, you want them to be compact, you want them to be small, you want them to be cheap, you want them to be efficient. So this is one such device that meets all these characteristics. So we are using this device, we are getting it to you, and we're going to teach you how it works and how you can make wonders with it. Is the screen share still on? I just want to make sure. Can you see the screen?
No, no, sir, we cannot see your screen yet.
Now?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are using Raspberry Pi as a base because it can be used as an embedded device to teach you robotics. It can be used an IoT device to teach you internet protocols, web development, and it can be used as a software development tool as a computer to teach you application development, user interface, and computer programming. So it is Raspberry Pi is a project that is developed in UK by Atmega. It is a developer for most of the embedded microcontrollers. It came into picture in 2012 by Eben Upton, and it runs on a high-end BCM 2835 processor. ARM core. It is called as an ARM core processor, and is compatible with all the CPUs and graphical process outputs. It runs on a Debian operating system. Debian is a Linux-based operating system. We use Linux because when you're using a Windows operating system, you're restricted on what you can reach. For example, when you're using a Windows computer, you can only use the existing operating system to do your work. But whereas when you're using a Linux system, you can modify the operating system itself. You cannot modify Microsoft, but you can modify a Linux operating system in order to work as your own. For example, you can configure your computer in such a way that as soon as you turn on your computer, you want the computer to turn on and start recording a video, and start consider, for example, like start a Zoom interview, right? A Zoom video call. In Windows, you cannot do it. You are restricted on lot of sessions because of security, because of protocols, because you don't know how to do it. But whereas if you are using a Linux system, you can modify its operating system to work as an application for your project. For example, if you're using it as a surveillance system, okay, you have a couple of cameras interfaced, you want to use it as a surveillance system, you can modify the operating system itself so that as soon as you turn on the system, it directly projects you what are the cameras that are located, in which cameras it can see a person. You can use facial recognition to see which cameras are seeing a person, which cameras are not. So it provides you flexibility to learn the operating system in detail so that you'll know how exactly to modify it, and you'll be able to make your own operating system in future for your custom projects and purposes. It uses something called as NOOBS, which stands for New Out of the Box Software. It is a latest software which gives you a great freedom in embedded robotics, IoT, and computer fields. And throughout this entire course, you're gonna learn a lot of diverse topics. We are not concentrating on any single field because you're going into the market. You need to go there with multiple talents, multiple diverse fields that you have to have expertise in. So initially we learn what is a Linux based operating system, how it works, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a Linux operating system. You'll go through the basics and you'll start to learn how to customize your own operating system through this course. And then you learn how to set up a Raspberry Pi device and how to interface it with the gadgets around you. You can interface it with the sensors, how to interface it with sensors, how the sensors work, what is their basic working principle, how motors, actuators, pneumatic systems work, and how to trigger them using an electronic circuit. For example, um, we have a home regulatory system where you have water inflow coming in, right? We have a water flow setup where you get water from it every day. So you can modify it, you can automate in such a way that you can link it to electronics to trigger it at a specific time or a specific interval every day, so that it makes your life easier and it avoids huge safety consequences. So we will learn throughout this course, you learn how to interface this small computer to various devices that you need to use them. For example, like cameras, sensors, monitors, internet, web page, and web services like AWS and MQTT. And then you're going to learn the basics of Python, and you're going to evolve it to a part where you don't have to program just to see the output on the screen. You'll program to see the output of a robot running in your real life. So we'll start with the very basics of Python because it's an object oriented programming language, but has a strong sense in embedded field. It is one of the strongest software that you can use for machine learning and embedded programming. So we're going to learn Python and its applications in robotics and IoT fields. And then we're going to learn the basics of HTML, SQL, CSS, cascading style sheets, and MQTT specifically, to learn how web share works, how internet protocol works, and how to develop your custom web pages for your clients, for your companies, or for your own purposes. And then we're gonna learn the basics of electrical and electronics through various robotics projects. Throughout every course, at the end of every course, you're gonna make a robotics project which helps you to learn how an industrial automation project works. For example, a self-driving car, a image recognition software, a home automation circuit, right? So we're gonna build various of these projects to learn how they work, and you'll also learn how to make them better with the help of robotics and IoT. And then we're going to learn the basics of mechanism, mechanics, machine designing, and machine analysis, industrial analysis. So when you're making a project, it is not sufficient if you learn how it works in a software perspective and in an electronics perspective. You also need to learn how it performs mechanically in order to make it more, in order to make your softwares or robots more efficient in the software end. You need to have some aspects of how it works better in the hardware end. So we're going to touch base on the hardware designs, analysis, and building so that you'll have a better knowledge on how efficient you can be on a software end. There are various multiple number of projects that you can make using this tiny Raspberry Pi device. And we are also getting you some custom projects through which we're going to provide you some demos in next week, as we are planning to schedule a short demos on practical projects that you can make through Raspberry Pi, Arduino, and other gadgets. And these are the projects that you will be making throughout the course: home automation projects, web pages, and all that you will be making throughout the course. So me and Athar, we are planning out the course for the next week, and we are going to provide you with information regarding these projects, and we're going to clear all your doubts regarding the technical aspects of these courses. And just to let you know, there is no limit to what projects you can make using IoT and Raspberry Pi. This image that you're seeing is an image taken by a Raspberry Pi, which is sent to space to capture real-time weather data. So starting from a very basic home automation project, you can reach any height with the help of Raspberry Pi. You can reach even beyond the atmosphere to see what's happening around you, and you can learn and you can grow throughout this project to reach industrial standards. If you have any doubts, just feel free to let us or Ali or Athar know. We'll be here to help you anytime. Okay, back to you, Athar.
Yeah, thank you, Sai sir. Thank you so much. Our director and founder is here, Mr. Amjad Ali Khan sir. So, विश्राम सर, ये जो स्टूडेंट है ये ग्रेजुएटेड है या फिर अभी परस्यूइंग है?
Actually, some of them are have graduated, and some of them are just taken admissions in there.
Okay.
So I have just made it a point that let them attend the meeting, and that might help to know, understand
Okay.
what type of job prospectus they are having after completion of their say graduation, right? So for that, I have asked everybody of the students to join.
They all are MSc, MCA department, correct? MCA,
No,
BCA.
they are from BSc Electronics, Electronics, and hopefully from Computer Science.
ओके 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 सो आप सब लोग आपके क्वेश्चंस कर सकते हैं इन चैट बॉक्स. सो एनीवन एनी क्वेश्चंस हियर, सो यू विल आस्क. किसी को भी कोई भी डाउट्स हो या फिर किसी के दिल में कोई क्वेश्चंस हो कि लाइक आईओटी को लेके या फिर फॉरेन इंटर्नशिप को लेके, सो यू विल आस्क. Anyone here? You will ask in chat box.
Yes, friends, if you have any queries about this, your questions are welcome. First of all, let me thank Sai sir for giving such a wonderful brief introduction of IoT and all. And this is what we are planning for you, students. So I expect, if you have understood this, I expect the feedback should be given to us. And if you have any queries on that, we'll really love to resolve those queries. Even Sai sir and Ali sir is here. They are here from all the way from Toronto, Canada. So it's a great opportunity for you people to interact with them. So rather having a one-way traffic or rather having a one-way discussion or a deliberation, I expect on behalf of ICE Robotics that it should be like a two-way communication and it should be like a debate discussion. Right? So I hope if you have any hope and expect that if you have any questions and queries regarding IoT or say regarding any other issues, the platform is ready for questions. So please, if you have any questions, Sakshi Kimatkar is there, I guess. Sakshi is there. Saurabh. Okay. There is one question, Lisa. Uh, yes, I guess there is one question from Saurabh Jagtap.
Vasudev.
What career make in programming? Yes.
I can take it on. I can take on that question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you say programming, programming has various fields. It is not just a single field. Where programming gets converted to database management,
Mm-hmm.
internet, for example, IT industries.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to machine learning, artificial
Sir,
intelligence.
if you can switch on your video, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Great. No, it's just opposite to light, so it's having a glare. Yeah. So just take it opposite to
So
light.
as I was saying, in a programming field, there are multiple disciplines. It's not just one discipline. There are multiple disciplines that will help you through advance your career in programming field.
Right.
Of those, a couple of them that are very famous and that are very in demand right now is machine learning, that
Mm-hmm.
is through Python, image processing, IoT. IoT also involves a lot of programming, and then application development, mobile application development, and system application development, UI development, and then IT industry. IT industry goes for all the online web platforms and e-commerce platforms. So if you consider this course, throughout this course, you learn HTML programming, CSS programming, Python programming, and machine learning, embedded programming. So using these, you can go through any of these fields, or you can emphasize on any specific of that field so that you can head in that specific career. So
Right.
programming is a very wide, it is the, if you consider any other course, the mechanical, electrical, biomedical, I would say programming or IT field is the one that has various diverse
Right.
fields that you can jump into.
Definitely. Right. Very true, sir.
Thank you, Sai sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so
Thank you
much.
very much. Uh, Sakshi, if you have any questions, Sakshi is here. Sakshi,
Yes, sir.
do you have any questions you can ask? Even anybody can ask.
Sir, I,
But I,
sir, I typed my question in a chat box.
okay, you have written there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I have not got through. Okay, no, I have not received. Others, sir, are you able to view that?
No, no, sir. No questions is there.
Sakshi nahi aaya hai. I hope you have not posted it. Acha, other than that, we have send you a feedback form. Reza sir has also sent the feedback form in the chat box. So go through that and you can feel that it's very simple form. Just we need to hear your views right on this. So Sakshi, if you don't mind, can you please put it in your voice? Put your question on in your voice so that we will be able to resolve those.
Sir, Python, SQL, HTML, CSS, and MQTT, all of courses are necessary.
Sir, Athar sir.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Sir,
can you please
Python,
repeat the
SQL.
question?
Python, SQL, HTML, CSS, and MQTT. All of
Uh-huh.
courses are necessary.
So we are going to learn the basics of all these courses throughout the session, right? But in every single field, you can specialize in just Python. You can specialize on, you can only work on Python, and you can go to Python programming, application development jobs through Python. You can only learn HTML, and you have jobs specific to HTML. You can learn MQTT, there are jobs specific to MQTT. But what we're going to do here is we're going to give you the basics of all these courses so that you can choose your own specialization. So at the end of the course, you will realize, hey, I'm good at application development, I'll go for Python. I'm good at web development, I'll go for HTML. So based on your interest, you can choose your specialization and you can work on it on your future for your own goals. But during throughout this session, we will give you all these courses. We will give you basics on Python, HTML, CSS, SQL, and a little bit of MQTT as well, so that you'll have your option to choose which one to go into. Okay. I
Okay,
Definitely.
sir.
hope I
Thank you.
clarified the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There was one more question. I hope that is put by Harshada Chandan Maune. The student who finally achieved here. He want to know more about say robotics. So if Ali Reza sir will answer this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can he be a little bit more specific about what exactly? Like, I
More
mean,
about robotics,
like like our sessions on robotics.
Yeah.
Not really what he's
Just
asking.
just she wanted to know what actually we have scopes in robotics while doing some IoT programs or Python programs. I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
if you
mean,
can
future
throw more
scope,
light on that.
yeah, 100%. Like, depending on what you're more interested in, right? Like, if you're more
Yeah.
interested in
Definitely.
the automation part, or if you're more interested in, you know, I mean, they're using robots in like movie production and commercial, like when they make commercials for TVs and stuff, right? So, or video editing is being turned over to AI software now, right? So where instead of a person sitting for like an hour or like, you know, like 8 hours editing a small video, you can just upload it into a software and then the video is uploaded or edited by itself, right? So in terms of like, you know, if you're looking for, depends on what you're more, like I said, passionate about and what you're more interested in, right? And then kind of putting in the time to research the right avenues of growth, I would say, right? So I would ask the student to find out what they're most passionate about, or like what area of robotics they're more interested in or passionate in, and then tell them to explore in that area instead of just the entire field itself, because it can be a little bit daunting, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Uh, yes, I hope you have understood, Harshada. Still, I would like to add something more in this, that while doing this robotics or programming, what we are actually expecting you to do is we have studied up till now the basics of electronics. So now, and some basics of electronic software also, or some programming also, like C and microprocessor and all, microcontrollers and all that. Those were only the basics. Now, what we really expect or really mean by programming of robotics is we need to apply this programming, or we need to apply this basic electronics that we have studied up till now, and we have to club it to some application point of view. Say if I need to need a robot who is supposed to sanitize a hospital, say with UV light. So how you are going to program that robot for that particular purpose, and what shape it would have, what type of dimension it would have, what work it is supposed to do. So this all is to be considered while writing a program, and we should understand what is the program condition in that case. So robotics means all sort of programs which are done by the robots. right? Which a normal human being is supposed to do, and we are trying for those things. So by programming, we can actually implement actually we have a working model of a robot where it is going to work for some day-to-day life. So this is what we mean by programming in robotics. So up till now we have understood about programming, like the programs are like this, and we have to do perform a program of C language for this, say to prepare receipts or to prepare for some arithmetic and logical operations. Now actually we are clubbing this programming with the outside world, and to rotate a motor, or to do something that we are supposed to do while doing a program, right? So I hope whenever you are going to do think of doing such things, you need to learn what are the programming, and unless and until you are going to learn these programs, you won't be able to actually execute and make it say working model, right? So this is what I actually I'd like to add on this. I hope you have understood what I mean to say. And as you go on learning these programming and all, you will be able to understand actually what we mean to say. Right. So, Atal sir, would you like to add something?
या वन चीज मुझे कहनी है कि हम लोगों ने जो प्रोग्राम बनाए एक ऑनलाइन ऑटोमेशन कोर्स जो मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किया था मेशराम सर. सो अगर बच्चे इंटरेस्टेड है तो देन यू विल शेयर विद हिम विद देम. सो देखते हैं, क्योंकि जो क्वेश्चनिंग्स है और क्वेश्चनिंग के हिसाब से जो मैं चीज सजेस्ट किया था आपको कि होम ऑटोमेशन इज द बेस्ट वे टू लर्न अ प्रोग्राम एंड प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज आल्सो. सो वो एक बेस्ट वे है इनके लिए. सो मेशराम सर विल शेयर वन फ्लायर विथ यू. सो आप एक बार उसे पढ़िए. देन इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड देन यू विल रजिस्टर्ड, एंड मेशराम सर ही के पास आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है प्रोग्राम का. So 2 more questions are there. Yeah. First one is what skills are needed for IoT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can go for one by one.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So if your question, I'm not exactly sure what your question is. If you are saying what skills you need in order to attend the IoT session, you don't need anything. You just need a little bit basics on any programming language so that it will be easier for me. But this program will take you from the very basics of electrical, electronics, programming, and web development. So you don't need to come with any of the skills, but it'll be helpful for me if you come with a little bit of programming skills. But after this course, you learn in-depth knowledge on embedded programming, robotics, electronics, and IoT web services.
Very nice. I hope it is clear now. Any more queries if you have? Yeah, we will be definitely going to share the contact information of Ali, Reza, and Sai sir also. You can directly contact them also. But yeah, if you have any questions right now, you are welcome. If you have any other questions, I hope Shobit is also there. Shobit is one of the dynamic students of our second year this year, and I expect from him also to ask some questions. Even some more students are there who are very dynamic and who are very talented, and I'm very sure that they are having n number of ideas. Even one of my students, our student, I hope Rubel is present. So if you are anybody of you have any questions, the forum is ready to interact. Right? I hope Rubel is there. Yeah, Rubel is also there. Rubel, if you can.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, pardon.
It is very informative seminar going on. So.
Yeah. I hope your voice is not that clear.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, Rubel.
Yes, sir. Might be there is network issue. I can wait, sir.
Still, your nice, our voice
Your
is not
voice is
clear.
totally breaking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Horrible. Okay. Shobhat is there? Shobhat?
वन मोर थिंग, अगर जब
Yeah.
तक आप खुल के कोई चीज बोलोगे नहीं, सो हम लोग भी
Right.
उस चीज के बारे में एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाएंगे. सो
Hmm.
कोई भी क्यूरी हो, कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो, बी फ्रैंक होके आप पूछ सकते हैं. एंड
सबसे
Uh,
पहले, हाँ, रुबल, go ahead.
so sorry, I joined late. I joined by 7:20. So,
Okay.
but it is very informative seminar which is based on machine learning, IoTs, Python is there. And last thing I don't know exactly, but the seminar is very informative. But the things is that the internship, mainly the foreign internship. So exactly what
Okay.
skills is requirement
Yeah.
for the internship? Is there is any entrance exam or any like we need to submit any project so that like what are the exact parameters for the internship?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we just say we have just forgotten to take that part on. I hope, I guess.
I'll answer this
So,
question. Um,
Athar sir. Yeah.
so from what my point and what I have spoken to Athar sir is that um, depending on the number of students in the in the classes, we would have a, well, I mean, the course would obviously have some sort of final project assessment, during which Athar sir and primarily Sai sir will be responsible for choosing a small candidate of students, for whom we will provide an interview with the board of directors of the company, and that will be the deciding process. Now, there will be multiple spots available, right? So it's not like we're only choosing one student, but we are looking for students who are able to go into the market and kind of, you know, get the right reputation for our company as well as the university that they're coming from, right? So it will be both a mix of, it won't be any exams, but the exams and the projects will depend on the instructor, the course instructor, but there will be an interview process that they will have to go through, right? Because I feel like communication is key, right? Sai is an amazing engineer and an amazing, a really smart guy, but what makes him special is that he's able to communicate his ideas, right? And communication is by far, it doesn't matter, if you, like I said again, if you doesn't matter if you're the smartest student in the room, as long as you're not able to communicate your ideas to the people around you, it's useless, right? And ideas in your head is not useful for anyone. But as soon as you're able to communicate that idea with the people around you and help them understand the positives of your product or the positives of your project, or how the project can help the people, or how the project can make people's life easy. If you cannot do that for me, then it doesn't matter. Like, I don't have time for that, right? So um, learn to communicate properly. That would be my other recommendation, right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I hope, I guess that he is very clear on that. He said that, like, whenever you will be completing your course, and there will be a scrutiny of and an interview, and after that they will be selecting you for that internship and all. So they will be directly having, say, interview of you peoples after completion of course and after looking at your confidence. Yeah, but one more thing, he also suggested that we should have very nice communication skills. Unless and until we are able to communicate with you, and unless and until you are going to ask anything with anybody, we are not going to learn. So particularly the students should dare to ask questions right now, and it is the right time that they should come out of the box. And unless and until you come out of the box, you won't be able to gain knowledge. One more thing, Ali Reza sir told that unless and until the knowledge is being used, it is garbage. What is the meaning of a knowledge if you have a knowledge and you are not applying it? Like, so unless until you are going to apply this knowledge is garbage. Right? That is one quote. That knowledge which is not used is a garbage. So I expect, as far as my electronic students are concerned, they are very dynamic and they always are keen to know things, and they are always keen to do some things substantial other than what the other students try to do. Right. So I expect the same kind of say gesture from the coming students of the coming generation also. There is, I hope, one more question from, say, one of the best student of our department right now who has taken admission in first year. Sir, will this course will be useful and develop my profile as I want to pursue a career in MBA? Uh, I put this question forward for, say, Sai sir for that.
Sai sir,
Sir, he
yes.
wishing to do MBA, I guess, and how it could help him to develop his profile, because I hope he has expected to do MBA in his as a career, MBA course. So can you guide Sai sir?
Yeah. So when you say MBA, you're going to business administration.
Right.
Like you can go for, like, if you're looking to work for a company, then it's a different thing. But when you're doing MBA to build your own company, if you want to learn MBA, if you want to do MBA to build your own company, then I'm definitely sure that this course will help you a lot, because when you're going to build a company, you need to know what the industrial requirements are, what the market requirements are, and you need to have a basic understanding of the things around your work. So this is mostly a technical course which will give you insights on the technical knowledge and a marketing industrial requirements that you need to understand in order to go into the market. It will not, even though when you're going for an MBA course, you need to have some knowledge on which side you're going for MBA, right? So
Right.
if you want to go for MBA in order to keep your own company, I'd say this course will help you a lot. But if you're going to MBA for joining in another company and work as just a business administrator, I can't exactly be sure, because I don't know which company you're going to, which field you're going to. So it may or may not. I'm not
Right.
sure.
Unless and until
Maybe
we are,
Amjad will able to, Ali will be able to add a little on it, because he has more idea on business than me.
Ali sir.
Yes. Sorry, can you just repeat the question? Someone came into the office. I had to help them out.
Uh-huh. Uh,
Well, what was the question?
Sir, it was for one of our students wants to do MBA in his career. So how this programming is going to help him in that way? He needs to understand that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like Sai said, right? Like if you're looking
Uh,
to enter the market in a marketing position or as a
mhm.
managerial position, your knowledge in the field or your efficiency in your workplace will only be as good as your knowledge in the field, right? So if you are only knowledgeable about technology and certain things that were, that were trending 5 years ago, well, that's good for you. But we've it's been 5 years, and there's been more advances. There's been new technology. There's been new changes that came onto the market. They're faster. It's better, right? So having the knowledge and kind of the old basic idea of where the market is headed will help you understand and analyze the the things that you need to do, the analyze the properties that you need to, as an efficient manager or as an efficient business owner, or as an efficient CEO or CTO, whatever your job may be in the future after that MBA, right? Um, yeah, is that good enough, Omkar?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
So मेशराम सर यहाँ पे फिर हेलो मेशराम सर, कैन यू हियर मी?
ऋषिकेश पलसोडकर ने हैंड रेज किया है. आई होप ही हैज सम क्वेश्चन. ऋषिकेश, you can ask.
Hello.
So last question we
First
can
of
take
all,
and we can now conclude.
hello. First of all, sir,
Go ahead.
thanks to all. It's been a very wonderful seminar. And I just wanted to ask you one question. I have already attended a small robotics workshop in my high school classes, but now I vaguely recall any of it. So, is this workshop, or is this course going to help those students also who don't have that much basic knowledge in robotics to develop at least some basic knowledge so that they could create their own things, or make career in that up to a certain level?
Yeah, I guess this question is very nice, and Ali Reza sir has already answered this question, that you don't need any knowledge of anything. You just need a basic knowledge of electronics as such, and rest of the things they are going to teach you. So you don't have to worry about those things. You just need to club whatever you have been taught, the basic knowledge in the academics and the program. So that is, I guess, that might be enough. If somebody needs to add something more on that, welcome. Sai sir is there, and even Atir sir can add.
I think your answer was perfect, Dr. Mishra. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So I guess if there are no questions, we can conclude here. So at the end of this, somewhere, okay. So yeah. So shall we conclude, sir?
No
Your
sir, no
permission?
sir. Amjad sir is there. So Amjad
Okay.
sir conclude that meeting. So Amjad sir is there.
Okay. Okay.
Hello?
Right. Go ahead.
Good
Hello,
evening,
Amjad sir.
everyone.
Good evening.
Namaste. Good evening. My name is Dr. Amjad. And I am one of the member of your community, your society. And I grew up like you guys, how you grew up in Maharashtra. I belong to the Nagpur. I studied in Nagpur board, and my background was not EI. My background was not a robotics or something. And now my dream was something to start something which is helpful for my country, my people, and my community. So we have started this in 2013, and we are working and we are growing, and we got this young talent people with our organization. And my one suggestion to you all members, all the youngsters, is nothing is impossible. There were some questions: can we do this? Can we do that? Can the MBA will help me? Can this will be? Can do I need some knowledge about it? Nothing is like that. Where is a will, there is a way, right? And
Yes.
it's all about how talented you are and how passion you have to complete the task. So I will, on behalf of my company, Institute of Canadian Education Robotics, ICE, I would like to thanks to Dr. Mishram has given us the opportunity to present our team. And I would like to thank each and every participant who participate in these activities and who participate in the webinars. And hope we will keep in touch, and we'll try our best to bring you to the world where you feel that you will get the exposure, and you will come to the international or the world level talent. With these notes, I must thanks to all the members. And if there is any question, you can ask me. I can help you, but not related with the robotics. But if you ask me anything else other than robotics, I can help you. And I am a teacher for last 35 years, and I taught in the different countries. And then we, at last, we for 20 years we have been in Dubai. We have been in Canada, and we landed landed here, and we are the citizen of this country. So we want you to become and take the citizenship if you want. We want you to come and explore these opportunities, and that's why we are here. Dr. Mesram is here, Ali is there, Athar is there, Saisar is there. Saisar also like you. He studied in India and he came here, and now he's pursuing his career or future in Canada. So it's a great opportunity for everyone who really has the passion to progress in the life and success in our society, do something for our youngsters. Any question from anyone?
I guess all
No?
of them are
Thank you
saturated
so
right
much.
No,
now.
sir.
Vishnu, sir, thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much,
much.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Let me conclude. Let me thank on my behalf, sir, Amjad sir, with the kind permission of Amjad sir and all. Uh, Sir, I'm very grateful to you all people, Mr. Ali Reza sir, Sai sir, all the way from Toronto, and even right now at the last end, Amjad sir has given a very nice encouragement for the students that nothing is impossible. So let me thank to all the committee of ICE Robotics. Let me thank our beloved principal, Dr. Jeevan Dantulwar sir, who is always a guiding force behind us and always is interested in the favor or in the betterment of the students. And he has guided it. Lastly, I would like to thank all my dear students who had made it a point to join this webinar, and I hope this webinar will help them to think about their future, who has completed their final years as well as who are supposed to complete their final years after 2 or 3 years. And this is a great opportunity for you people coming to your way to understand robotics and programming in all sorts of IoT, Raspberry Pi, Python, and all sorts of programming, and which would I guess hope will help you to say color your futures, right? So with this note, I say that we can conclude over here. So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
nice time. Stay safe, stay home, and take care. Amjad sir,
Thank you. Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mishram sir. Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Take care.